Hi, I'm Dave Scott. We're here at the Century Tuna Ironman Philippines in Subic Bay. We've got the bay right behind us. Craig, we just finished the swim. We were inside the air-conditioned place, but we were actually outside at the outset and then also in T1, which was scalding. I'm going to give my quick formula on tough conditions. If you look at Fahrenheit, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 21, 22 degrees centigrade, 70% humidity. And let's say you add those two together, 70 and 70, and you get a heat index of 140. There's no science really behind this, but we know athletes start to suffer in that kind of condition. So you've got 22 degrees C, and you've got 70% humidity. We've probably got about 85% humidity. Out here, and 20 degrees hotter, almost 20 degrees hotter. When they get out of the water, what's your advice for these athletes to deal with the heat?
I think the main thing I've found that you can do to really combat your core body temperature going up is stay hydrated. You've got to stay on top of your hydration. Obviously, you want to be well hydrated coming into the event as well. The water temperature here is about 28 or 29 degrees, so in a 3.8 kilometer swim or a 2.4 mile swim, they're going to lose some fluid in the water.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope throughout the day, so what you've got to do is minimize your losses. Obviously, all athletes are different in terms of the rate at which they can absorb fluids. Hopefully, you've worked out a formula for yourself before race day, and I think the main thing you can do to combat your core body temperature going up is stay hydrated. And then there's other little strategies as well, like I always used to like pouring water on myself for the convection cooling with the breeze, and maybe running with ice in your hands, or ice at different parts of your body where the vessels are close to the surface, you can dissipate heat. So there are certain little strategies along the bike and the run that you can employ, but I think the main thing is you've got to stay on top of your hydration.
Yeah, hydration is kind of key. I know a lot of the athletes here will be doing a run-walk combo when they get to the marathon. I certainly would be doing that today in these conditions. But the loss of water and what really affects athletes is about a 5 to 7% body weight loss, because a lot of them end up retaining a little bit of water before the gun goes off. They can lose a little bit more water, but as you said, if they get behind, way behind, now they're at 8 or 9 or 10%, that becomes an issue. And also just kind of trying to maintain the electrolyte levels is really huge. I think a lot of them try to super saturate themselves with water.
Yeah, you've got to be mindful of the electrolytes, because obviously you lose minerals, nutrients throughout the course of the day as well, and that can lead to other problems. So yeah, I mean, these conditions are challenging, but the sport of triathlon is a summer sport, and a lot of the races are in climates such as these, so it's something you need to give a lot of thought to, not just on race day, but in your training and in your build up to the race.
Yeah, one last thing, we know that there's 600 plus first timers out here in Subic Bay, which is a huge number out of the total field. And we can give them all this great advice. You know what's going to really help? If they look at this video after their race. Then they're going to get a lot of key points for number 2.
Maybe for next year.
Yeah, anyway, thank you, Craig.